We are here on Edinburgh News, Scotsman, but don't worry, we're not just here to talk about Hearts and Hibs, we're going to talk about all Scottish teams in the pyramid, because Edinburgh News have came up with a list. They have basically broke down the entire season for all 42 clubs in terms of prize money and in terms of like TV money that they get for games and stuff like that. And they have put it from lowest to highest in terms of who made the most amount of money. And I thought this was a pretty interesting list to look at. And we can see in the financial aspect who's had the best 2022-2023 season and who has had the worst.
Yep, and I think it's easy to say who's had the best, but, you know, the worst should be interesting.
Any idea on who has had the worst?
Who's had the worst? I mean, you'd assume it's a team at the bottom of the pyramid who did shit in cups. I know Partick Thistle were struggling with their money in Inverness, but I mean, they've did good in cups, so I'm going to go with Albion Rovers.
No, it's not who has got the most, it's who's earned the most money this season. So you can be struggling, but if you earn money, so.
Yeah, but I don't think, but Albion Rovers have earned the haul, so I'm going with Albion Rovers.
You mentioned Partick Thistle though, it's not going to be Partick Thistle. You think Partick Thistle, with they were in a televised cup game?
Yeah, I literally just said it can't be those two, even though they've struggled. And it looks like...
Why would you even mention Partick Thistle?
Because I want to talk about the struggles of Scottish football. It's not all about the fucking, hey, look how much money we got.
It's fucking obviously not Partick Thistle.
When did I say it was? I literally rolled them out.
Anyway, let's go through this list. So, yeah, we're just going to go through it, guys. And then
actually, it could be fucking Livingston if no fans.
So, up first, Albion Rovers.
Look at that. Who's the man? Who got it right?
86,820 quid. Thoughts on that?
I've more in my bank account.
Fucking wish. Then we have Stranraer in second place, 91.
The boys are in Stranraer.
Then Stenhousemuir, making 100 grand. So what do you think of that? Only two clubs in Scotland making less than 100 grand.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Like, I mean, that just tells me how far behind Scottish football is.
Yeah.
Anything.
What do you think? Obviously, Celtic's going to be number one.
Rangers second.
What do you think they will make? Now, I'm assuming...
I've already seen some form of group on this on Twitter, like a chart. I think it was about 25.
Oh, let's not spoil it.
Anyway, but...
Ace 5, 101,000. Let's move on to the next page.
But when you hear people talk about, like, annual revenue, like, I believe it was the year 2022, Rangers and Celtic made about 85 million.
Wow. Forfar Athletic, 101,000. Then we have Bonnyrigg Rose, 106,000. Clyde, 118,000. Stirling Albion, who did win their league, got 119. So that's not a lot.
Pretty low for a team that won a league.
The prize money, I guess, in these lower leagues just ain't really worth shit.
Oh, it's Edinburgh Derby time.
Alright, let's go. Who else have we got? Up next, it's Celtic Hearts, 121,000. Dumbarton, 122,000.
What a lovely view that is of Dumbarton Rock.
Yeah, can you go up there and watch the match?
I mean, I'm sure you could go up there, like, but you probably wouldn't be able to tell who's on the pitch.
But that looks close.
Well, it's close.
But you just said you can't tell who's on the pitch as if it's far away.
Because look how high it is. I'm saying you could see, you'd know players on the pitch, but I don't think you'd be able to tell who's who.
It'd just be like a bunch of ants playing.
Aye.
Got Elgin in 12th place, and that is it there. Then we've got some ginger person here, so... Ads, guys. Fucking ads. They're killing us.
Elgin City getting 12th.
Moving on, we have...
Into the second quarter.
FC Edinburgh, 128,000. Peterhead, 132,000. And in Athletic, 133,000. I believe they came up from League One, did they? Or did they not? I can't remember.
I think they did.
No, they didn't. They did not. Airdrie and Dunfermline.
They almost did, though.
Airdrieonians, 143,000. It's not a lot for Airdrie. I thought they were doing a bit higher than that. Anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Who up next? Alloa Athletic.
Whoa.
Marvin Bartley's Queen of the South. Big Marv. Then we move on to Dunfermline, 198,000.
That's not a lot for Dunfermline.
Big jump though to Cove Rangers.
Championship making a lot more money.
Yeah, Cove Rangers, they have a massive jump there. 70,000.
I wonder what Rangers' numbers would have been when they were low down.
Interesting.
That would have been interesting.
Got Dick Campbell there looking like a
mob boss.
Right. Surprise. 308,000, so you can just see a big massive jump since we go from League One to Championship. Hamilton Academical 324,000, Greenock Morton 371,000. I'm sure quite a lot of those views and monies are down to Chris Morton's TV, so big shout out to him. Then we move into Wraith Rovers, 422,000. So, I mean, you can definitely see now that we'll be hitting the million barrier pretty soon.
Will anyone in the Championship break $1 million? I'm going to go with Inverness.
Yeah, I would assume Inverness with our playoffs and the cup final, maybe.
Dundee up next. Oh no, Falkirk.
Falkirk up next, 480. Queen's Park, 539. Then with Partick Thistle.
That's quite low.
I thought they'd have had more than that. Ayr United, 720.
Who's going to break the $1 million? Who's going to be first? I'm going Inverness. Come on, Inverness. Dundee, did they break it?
799. So not quite. And then Inverness, Caledonian Thistle. I feel like their run to the cup finals probably helped them.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why you see Falkirk up there. There's a reason why League One Falkirk were up there. It's because of the semi as well.
I thought Partick Thistle would have been a bit higher because of the playoffs, but
apparently not.
Yeah, because you think about the 6 extra games that they got, but
they would have been higher though if they won it.
Of course, Inverness Caledonian. Right now, moving into the Premier League, we have Ross County, 1.4 million.
It's not a lot though, is it?
Nobody outside the Premier League has broke the 1 million barrier, and now we're dealing with Ross County. 1.4, yeah, it's not fantastic, is it? St Johnstone, 1.5, and now we are moving into the last
Dundee United
10 teams here.
Actually, Dundee United were Europe, I forgot about that.
Livingston, 1.6 million. So, it's nice for Livingston again. Livingston. Kilmarnock, 1.7. St Mirren 1.8, so we've got 7 clubs left?
I mean, that just shows you a team in the top 6 of Scotland's not even making $2 million a year.
Yeah, the prize money in Scotland's not great. So that's why you're just not going to get someone come to Scotland and pump millions and millions into it, because it's like, oh, you win the league and so what? You're never going to make your money back. It's just not really worth your while.
It's painful.
Dundee United in 36th place with 2 million. So there you go.
There you go.
There you go, guys. Moving on to the next page then. I believe we've still got the big boys to come, don't we?
Oh, of course we do. The big boys are... No, you're...
The big boys are on town. Then we have Motherwell with 2.2 million, and now it's Hearts, Aberdeen, Rangers and Hibs. If I had to guess...
It's going to be Hibs.
Which order I would go with... Who's had the most televised games? I would go...
It has to be Hibs.
How?
Hibs were knocked at the Premier Sports Cup. Take that out. And Aberdeen actually had a better season, finished higher up. It has to be Hibs 5th.
I'm going to go with Aberdeen.
Alright, fair enough.
I think Hibs had more televised games.
But Aberdeen made it to a semi-final. Hibs did nothing.
Oh, I see. Hibs, there you go. 2 million.
So that's mad, though.
Did Motherwell break 2 million?
Edinburgh club and Hibs.
Hold on here. Whoever's done this fucked up the list.
Motherwell made more.
Because Motherwell's made more.
I'm pretty sure Dundee United made more than Hibs, did they?
Possibly, I don't know why they put Hibs there. Aberdeen up next, 39th place with 2.5 million. Then it's Hearts with 7 million. So, I mean, this just shows you...
The significance of European football.
Yeah, those 6 games in Europe, man. This is what you need. And this is what Aberdeen's going to be getting this season. And that's why it was vital for Hearts to hold on to that. Because you can say there's no third best team, right? There's no clear third best team in Scotland. And I get that. But I feel like with this... Now that the coefficients are doing well... I think this is someone's perfect chance to take advantage of that. If you could 2-3 seasons in a row finish third and get into, think of the money you're going. So let's say Hearts do that. Look at the gap in terms of money they're going to be making over the other teams that they're rivaling for third place.
Exactly.
See if Hearts 3 seasons in a row finish third, or let's say Aberdeen do it at Hibs. If you're making this sort of money, that's almost 5 million more. Well, it's 5 million more than Hibs and 4.5 more than Aberdeen.
You're right, but I wish this list included transfer fees. Be nice if it did that.
Oh, a bit skewed, wouldn't it? It's just...
I know undisclosed and all, but I mean, the best of their abilities up next still, I'm going to go...
What do you think Rangers made?
21 million.
Keep in mind,
I've already seen it.
Yeah, I mean, Celtic and Rangers literally do make up the majority of televised games, which gets you more money, bigger gate receipts and stuff like that.
21 million. But see, that's what Hearts need. See, if you're going to get closer to the Old Firm, you need to get Europe like that and make the money.
We've got Rangers coming in at 21 million. Aye, interesting. So someone has already seen this.
So the Champions League just doesn't produce that much money as we thought. This whole hype of 50 million, does it then? Because seeing you're playing Football Manager, you think you get about 14 million for making the group stages, which makes a bit more sense why they're 14 million above Hearts.
Yeah, that would be about right.
So
I mean, there you go. And then last but not least, we have Celtic. making 30 million. When you consider that they didn't do any, well, I mean, oh fuck,
No,
we're on the page. Amazon.
You get like 2 million for a draw in the Champions League, I think. So.
Well, see, when they say maybe what they mean is 40 million in Champions League if you have like a competitive campaign.
Yeah, well, Rangers just got the bottom of the barrel.
Aye.
They got the entry fee.
Yeah. And even qualifying, Rangers didn't, like, they lost a couple of games, didn't they? Lost 2 games.
Lost one.
They not lose to USG and then they lost to
No, the drew PSV.
Right, fair enough. Anyway, guys, there you go.
You don't make enough money in the qualifiers, though. I mean, it's decent money, but it's not quite group stage.
So, Celtic with the 30.1 million. And by the way, they're advertising Glenfiddich, so if you want to buy a bottle of that and send it to Fog Fitler's way, then we'll
Get it done. Get it done.
Cheaper than the Rangers whiskey, I see.
The Rangers are hyping up the fact you get a wee scarf with it now. Oh, buy a bottle of whiskey for 50 quid, you get a wee scarf.
You get a £2 scarf.
No, and see the scarf, it's for the whiskey, it's not even for yourself.
Oh,
Just to put it in the
like
bottle.
a miniature scarf then.
Aye.
Anyway, guys, that's it. There you go. Celtic leading the way, and all this has just done is made me a little bit depressed because it just shows you the financial gap here between Celtic and the other clubs. It's like, fuck me.
The team that gets promoted in the Championship playoff is worth 150 million. And here's us.
Yeah.
Squabbling for fucking 30.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's just, even looking at Celtic, though, I mean, doesn't this just tell you straight away why Ange's leaving for Spurs? Seen a lot of delusional fans, even in the weeks to this build up, like, oh, he's not going to leave, he's going to sign a 5-year deal. Of course he's going to leave. Like, you can't turn Spurs down.
Cash is king, folks. And I think people need to learn that.
Until the Scottish League improves dramatically, like,
it's like, see Messi, he could have went back to Barcelona, he could have went to a team in the Premier League, but Miami, Saudi Arabia, more money. It's as simple. I mean, maybe Premier League could offer the money.
And look at it, and he's got fucking money.
Exactly.
So if he's still picking money...
Ronaldo could have realistically went to anybody, but he went to Saudi Arabia. Same with Benzema, Saudi Arabia. Kante, Saudi Arabia. It's got nothing to do with stature of club, it's just to do with money.
Exactly. On that note, guys, we're going to leave it there. Celtic made the most amount of money in Scotland. And speaking of Celtic, we have a video coming out later. We're going to be ranking every single Ange Postecoglou signing. That's going to be an interesting one. I think we're led to believe that every signing he made was like an absolute belter, but when we went through the list and we compiled our list, it makes you rethink. I mean, don't get me wrong, he signed a lot of great players, but I think he also signed a couple of duds, and we'll look at that.
Duds.
We'll look at that in more detail later on tonight. But anyway, that's it, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one, and of course, until next time, peace.